Good morning everyone. Welcome back to my channel Learn with the Letters. So here you are watching your Chaya ma'am and I'm here today going to explain The Merchant of Venice Act 3 Scene 2 lines 120 onwards. So in the previous video we have stopped till line 119 where we discussed that Portia finally gets very happy on seeing that Bassanio finally won the casket test. So now here in this part of the video we'll be going to see the conversation made by the Bassanio. It's a little bit long conversation but still let us see into it. So I would like to request you to take your textbook with you and start from the line 120. So now in this particular part of the conversation, Bassanio explains about the picture, the Portia's portrait that he got from the casket which he already chosen. So now he gives a description about that particular portrait and he gives beautification and explains that the beautiful Portia, her beauty, and how the artist who really drew that picture of the Portia failed in exactly bringing up all the beautiful nature or all the beautiful features of the Portia in that particular portrait. So Bassanio begins like this. What find I here, fair Portia's counterfeit? What demigod hath come so near creation? Move these eyes? Or whether, riding on the balls of mine, seem they in motion? Here are severed lips, parted with sugar breath. So sweet a bar should sunder such sweet friends. Here in her hairs, the painter plays the spider and hath woven. So now this is the first 5 lines of the Bassanio's comment regarding the portrait that he already got from the lead casket. So Bassanio says like this. Okay, what I find here? What did I find here? Here in the lead casket, what did I find? And he was so shocked. He was so surprised to see the picture. Now whose picture it is? It is the picture of Portia. Fair Portia's counterfeit. Now here counterfeit is referred to as something made exactly the same or the other. Sometimes we use the word ditto. Okay, same to same, like that. So here he says that fair Portia's counterfeit. To my surprise, I see the fair Portia's picture as it is having much of the resemblance to the Portia itself. What demigod hath come so near creation? So now he says that what minor god has come so near to making a woman? So here he beautifies, he glorifies the beauty of the Portia, and he says that even God, okay, demigod is referred to as divine person, half divine person, okay. So he says that the beauty of the Portia is something that even none other than the divine God himself has made it. Okay, so he praises, he glorifies the beauty of the Portia. What demigod hath come so near the creation, moves these eyes? But he was quite shocked, quite surprised to see the beautiful eyes of the Portia seems to be something different. So he says that does these eyes move here? The writer uses this in the 2 contexts. Okay, one is that the beauty of the Portia will take anyone away, will move the heart of any person who looks her. That is, we say no, just looking at the beauty of the person, we fell in love. So similarly like that, Bassanio wants to say that the beauty of the Portia is something that makes anyone to fall in love with her, that makes anyone to move deeply in the heart. And on the other side, he also makes a comment of the portrait in which the beautiful eyes of the Portia cannot be exactly painted as it really is. Okay, so we'll come to that in the coming lines. So that is why he says that move these eyes. So move these eyes means this beauty of the Portia can move the eyes of any person, can move the eyes or melt the heart of the any person who looks at this particular portrait, or whether riding on the balls of mine. So he says that, or only am I feeling that the Portia's eyes are so beautiful, so charming, so exciting, and there is so sparkling in her eyes. So this is what normally all the poetical words that we use to describe the beauty of the eyes of a person. So here he says that, or whether riding on the balls of mine. So here he refers that, do they seem to be moving because they are riding on my eyeballs? Okay, so it is because you might have almost seen in the pictures or some videos where suppose a beautiful girl comes in front, all of a sudden the young boys or the people, not only boys, even the girls or other women or men, etc., everyone will be staring at them as if they have seen such a beauty for the first time in their life. Okay, and for a moment of time they keep stable, they keep themselves stationary, keep staring at them. Okay, so here he says, Bassanio want to say that, is it because of my eyeballs cannot move from this beauty of the portrait? Am I feeling like that, or is it my imagination, or is it really her eyes? Portia's eyes are so beautiful. So now he says that they seem in motion. Here are severed lips parted with sugar breath. Okay, so here says, and now he describes every feature of the Portia's face. So now here, so far he was describing about the eyes. Now he comes to the lips, and here he says that here are the parted lips, parted with the sugar breath. The sugar refers to the sweet, and here Bassanio says that, look at the sweet lips of the Portia. So sweet a bar should tear such friends apart. So he says that the lips are so sweet that it can separate a bar and sweet friends. Means it can, her lips are very slightly parted by the sweet perfumed breath of which passes in and out. Okay, so suppose you eat chocolate, and when someone comes near you, he smells the chocolate. Okay, similar, because that is a sweet breath. When you talk, when you speak to that person, that sweet flavor will be coming out of your mouth. Okay, not only chocolate, anything that you eat which has a good fragrance and also the flavor. Okay, so that is what he says here. Here in her hairs the painter plays the spider and hath woven. So now he describes the beauty of the hair of the Portia. Now again he says that the hair of the Portia is something like the spider who weaves its web. Okay, what is the peculiarity of the spider weaving its web? It has lot of interlocks. Okay, normally whenever you see the spider's web, they weave the web in such a manner that they don't want any of the insect which is trapped inside the web to come out. So that is why they keep lot of networking, lot of interlocking. And now that interlocking is here also referred to the hair of the girls, because the girls, especially those who have very long hair, very curly hair, seems to be the very thick hair, they seems to be like their hair is interlocking. So that is why here he compares the spider's web to the interlocking of the hair, or he compares Portia's hair to the interlocking of the spider's web. So that is why he says that here the painter plays the spider in her hair. So looking at the beautiful lustrous hair of the Portia, he says that this shows that the painter has really worked a lot in making or creating such interlocked curly hairs of the Portia. And he says he has woven the golden mesh to capture the hearts of the men. So again here the writer uses the metaphor like comparing one with the other. So here he uses that like the spider who tries to catch the insects and traps in its web, similarly Portia's hair are so beautiful, so shining, so lustrous, so that it makes every man, captures the heart of the every man faster, and they will be in the traps of the Portia's beauty, similarly like an insect gets trapped in the spider's web. So again he says that a golden mesh to entrap the hearts of the men. So this is how, so in overall Bassanio, what Bassanio is trying to say is he is glorifying the beauty of the Portia, her eyes, her lips, her face, her hair, etc. And comes to one conclusion that she is so much beautiful, so admirable, so charming that every man fell for her. So how could he see to do them? But her eyes. Now all of a sudden again he comes back to the eyes of the Portia. So we saw that in the beginning he explains the beauty of the Portia's eyes, and now again he comes back to having a closer look to the eyes of the Portia, and he notices there is some difference in the left eye and the right eye of the Portia in the portrait, not in the original face of the Portia, but in the portrait which he got from the lead casket. And now he says that, but her eyes, how could he see to do them, having made one? Methink it should have the power to steal both. So here he says that now look at the eyes. How could that particular artist can go so wrong? How could he do this? Okay, so spoil the beauty of the such a beautiful eyes of the Portia. So how could he do this? How could he see to do them like this, having or making a difference in sketching the eyes of one eye with little difference with the other eye? Having made one eye, I think it should have the powers to steal both his. So he believes that, he comes to a conclusion that when the artist started drawing or sketching one of the eye of the Portia, the artist was so much lured himself into the beauty of the eyes of that one eye of the Portia that made him even blind to picturize or draw the other eye with its proper nature. I hope you understood. So in short, Bassanio want to say that when the artist started drawing the one eye of the Portia, he was so much involved in that, and the beauty attracted him so much that he even didn't thought of, or it made him blind or to draw the second eye of the Portia properly. Okay, so this is what he says, that I think it should have the power to steal both his and leave itself poor, and that is the reason he thinks that the second eye of the Portia seems to be having little bit difference than the other eye, which was very beautifully sketched. Yet look how far the body of my praise insults this shadow by valuing it less. So far this shadow limps behind the substance. So now here Bassanio want to say is that it surprises him that the painter was able to finish the second eye of the portrait, because the beauty of the first eye should have absolutely dazzled him, so that he could not complete the drawing of the second eye properly. And thus the first should have been left without its companion, unfurnished here in the sense of unaccompanied, both, and moves like a lame person in a successful effort. So now one who doesn't able to see or observe the things properly, he is of course to some extent is a lame person. So that is why he says that he has become lame with his one, after drawing the one eye of the Portia, and with his accompanied with his lameness to see properly, to visualize properly, he failed in sketching the beauty of the other eye. So this is what Bassanio says or gives a description about the eyes. And he continues, the substance of my praise doth wrong this shadow in underprizing it. So far this shadow doth limp behind the substance. So now he comes to explanation. He says now substance says that it moves like a lame person. Lame person here refers to a person who is having some or other kind of disability in an unsuccessful effort to keep up with the original. So he says that though the painter has tried his level best to give the maximum originality to the Portia's real face in the portrait, but to some extent there was some kind of disability in him that he could not bring out that exact caricature of the Portia in the picture. So he says that is what he says here. And he says that the contents, which contains, so he comes to say that, and here is the scroll. Now after explaining the beauty of the Portia and making his own observations and giving the commands, etc., now he takes the scroll and he reads the scroll, what is written in the scroll. So you might be remembering that in the earlier scene we have discussed that in each of the casket, on the top of the casket there was some or other scroll, on the top of the casket there was some captions written, and inside the casket there was some or other kind of scroll in which certain informations are kept by Portia's father. And we have already seen that those who chose the silver casket, gold casket, they already got certain scrolls which shows their type of thinking. So now here also in the lead casket also there is one scroll which have a lot of information, content in that, and Bassanio goes through that content. So I hope you understood the explanation. Please keep reading through the original text, and the rest part we will be doing in the next video. Till then, bye bye, have a nice day.